Founder Janel, I'm glad that we are meeting today. I'm about to board my private jet to Croatia for the summer, so thanks for accommodating me at 7 a.m. for this meeting.
Okay.
Great. So for today's meeting, I just need to understand when you are going to raise your Series A, because hopefully it's in the next few weeks. You see, I need to see a markup in my portfolio as I'll be pitching a sovereign wealth fund about our next fund on my yacht in Croatia. You think you can make that happen?
Nothing would make me more happy than making your life easier while you're in Croatia.
Janelle, for our Uncapped Notes series, we are known for our trolling openers just like the one we just did. But believe it or not, I have had an experience similar to this when I was a founder.
Come on! How did that make you feel at the time?
Honestly, like shit. I felt like I really wasn't being seen at all and that I was just some sort of pawn in the game that my VC was playing for himself.
So in this episode of Uncapped Notes, we are going to be speaking to the VCs who might be watching. This is just some basic advice on 2 questions that every VC should ask their founders whenever they meet. Here they are. 1, how is your mental health? And 2, what is blocking you that I can help you unblock?
Let's start with that first one. How is your mental health? Janelle, I don't like to start a meeting with something generic like, how's it going?
Yeah, neither do I. The reason why is that I don't think you can get a truly honest or authentic response to that question. We've been conditioned to just say fine or great when it's not always fine or great.
Exactly. I like the how is your mental health question because it searches for something a little deeper in terms of how founders are feeling. And I also remember what it was like to be a founder so many years ago. Largely, it is super depressing like 95% of the time.
Yeah, it's a great question, but it also needs to be delivered sincerely. What I like about this question when asked well is that it sets a tone of transparency and vulnerability. And if you can commit to being non-judgmental about the founder's response, whatever it is, I think it is a great basis for a long-term trusting relationship.
Totally. Trust and honesty go very far in making a partnership between a VC and founder really strong.
Okay, let's talk about that second question. What is blocking you that I can help you unblock? Eric, why do you like this question?
I love this question for so many reasons. One is that as a VC, I strongly believe that we need to position ourselves in the service of our founders. And asking this question solicits your willingness to help that person.
For those of us who aren't familiar, can you define what a blocker is?
A blocker is anything that is making a founder feel stuck. It could be something like frustration on finding a key hire, a mental block to find a creative solution for stalled growth. It's really anything.
So I bet you hear a huge spectrum of responses to this question. How do you actually help founders with their blockers?
The reality is that I usually can't do it myself. But as a VC that tries to emphasize service, one of the things that I and many other colleagues in our industry possess is a vast and diverse network. So usually I listen and try to find the right person in my orbit who knows how to unblock that person. And that tends to go a long way as well in not just helping that founder, but also building even more trust in our relationship.
For VCs who are watching today's episode of Uncapped Notes, I have news for you. You are not the main character. In today's tech ecosystem, the best thing you can do for your founders and your fund is to adopt a service mindset. These 2 questions, how is your mental health and what is a blocker that I can help you unblock, are 2 simple prompts that can improve your relationship to founders and your fund's brand.
I couldn't have summarized it any better, Janelle. And if I can suggest just one more question to our audience, if you're watching this episode, can you like and subscribe to Uncapped Notes? Thanks for watching.